Hopkins answered a question on his Instagram, and a kid posted and said, how do I get self-confidence? And he said, I have no self-confidence. And Jack gave a great answer. He said, you think you'd really be struggling with self-confidence if you were jacked, if you could fight, if you knew how to handle women, if you dressed nice, if you looked the best you could look, if you were making money. In sum, if you were winning at everything, you think you'd be struggling with confidence. And then you added some context to that.
There's a huge difference between confidence and self-esteem. He's talking to young children basically who think confidence is like, can I get likes on social media and drive a car and be liked by other people? He's talking about external validation, which absolutely is rooted in, it has an intrinsic driver. There is a certain aspect, especially at a younger age, when you're a young, developing young boy into a man, that internally you want status, you want to fulfill yourself, you want to go on a hero journey. That is completely different though, to your dharmic path, to your genuine fulfillment as a human being who is fulfilled in mind, body and spirit and has ticked off all the human drivers. What he's talking about is external validation, which is just feeling, it's basically the same as taking drugs essentially, right? You're just feeling good perpetually because you wake up every morning and you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I have things which make me feel good. It doesn't actually answer the real human question, which transcends masculinity, femininity, everything. It's just about genuine human fulfillment, which is, are you part of a tribe? Are you doing good work that provides value to the world? Are you respected? Are you continually learning? Do you have something to submit to outside of yourself? Are you continually getting beaten down and growing and developing your spirit? These are all things which actually have nothing to do with cars and like that, and girls and stuff. You get what I'm saying? This is why like so many people have those things. They get to like 50, 60 years old and they have a meltdown because they're like, I've got all the cars in the world and I feel like I want to kill myself. Why do people still take drugs and cocaine after like winning on Wall Street? There are two paths you can take down the game of life. This role-playing game, this RPG game that we're all in of life. You have literally two options, only two. One is you go down the matrix route, the fake route, which is exactly what he's talking about, which is like win in the financially constructed life that isn't real. By the way, when I say this, I'm not judging one to be better than the other. It's just objective observations, reality. You have the fake one, which is cars, money, you play the game. Money's made up, cars are made up, perceived status is made up, Instagram's made up, all of this is completely made up. Or you go down the other route, which is the esoteric route, which is everything I just talked about, which is genuine fulfillment at a spiritual level. Now, the first one is very easy because it's templated. As evidence, you've got young guys being gurus teaching people to win at it. You can literally template it. You can go do this, this and this. You will have this, this and this. And you'll feel good. It's formulaic because it's made up. That's what formulas are. They're made up things which give you a result. The actual path I'm talking about, which is genuine fulfillment, which I'm very fortunate. I found it early. I've intrinsically always known this. A lot of people have to find it a lot later. They have to really go through some mad to find it. And that is the path of self-discovery, which is completely transcendent and absolutely separate. It's an entirely different conversation to the other one, to the made-up one. And that is self-awareness, true self-awareness, which you only get by calibrating into it, being aware of it. Do you get what I'm saying? And we are deliberately led away from that by algorithms, by conditioning growing up, by like MTV, by Instagram influencers, by all of this stuff that we see. We're brainwashed with it. Billboards, all the rest of it, Gucci, Dior, just nonsense like that. Premiership footballers on the news growing up. And you're like 8 years old, you're like, I want to be a footballer because I'll have a girl with big tits in a car and I make 100 grand a month. That's all made up to take you away from the other path. Play it, win at it, but then realize it's all just a stupid like little entry-level game. It doesn't mean anything. You can be driving a Lamborghini thinking, wow, is this it? It runs out eventually because you're still having to face the inner truth, which if you're a genuinely woke person who's truly on the path of like genuine self-mastery, you realize external stuff doesn't ever cover up and fix what's missing in here. You get what I'm saying? So to fix what's in here and actually really unlock genuine self-esteem, it's not about going forward and winning and conquering and being a high value guy that's got all the followers and all the money and investments that are making more and more money. It's actually just pausing. It starts by pausing and going, hold on, I don't need any of that. All I need is presence. I just need here and now just to sit here and understand what I am. Most people have absolutely, they don't even know what I'm talking about. Most people hear this and go, what the fuck's he saying? The guys that do know what I'm talking about, they are, in my opinion, the ones that are really winning. Why? Because when you really hit that path, there is literally nothing that can blindside you. Genuinely discover self-awareness, be on the path of self-awareness, and then just play the game anyway and win at it anyway. It's exactly what I'm trying to do. Where it's like, yeah, I'll get the car, I'll get the followers, I'll get all the clout, I'll have all the chicks, I can do whatever I want, but it's only because I'm doing the real, it's what people call deep work, like gurus and shamans call genuine deep work. Do that first, establish who the you really are underneath external stuff, then go get all the external stuff just because you can. That is the way to do it. And that comes from dying multiple times, being rebuilt, and going through the fire and genuinely experiencing life. And you're not gonna know this when you're like 20 and you hit a crypto pump, or like a video popped off and you got viral and now you're making loads of money. Like you don't get access to this level of knowledge and awareness without really getting burnt hard. Like getting really burnt hard. Which is why really the only people that you hear talking about it are like older guys. Or like guys that have really lost, guys that have really been through stuff. And it's not, by the way, none of this is judgmental at all. I hope my dream and my purpose and what I'm trying to give people is what I'm talking about. It's the awareness that you can do both. One's not necessarily better than the other, it's just do it all, but really understand the bigger picture of what fulfillment actually is, what self-esteem is, and what self-confidence, where self-confidence truly comes from. You get what I'm saying? It's being confident with nothing. That's where self-confidence comes from.
Come on, John Fife, let's go. First length. First ever length, front crawl. Mother champion, let's go. Where's the arms? Arms up. In celebration. Where's the celebration? You just did your first length. What, just another day in the life? Look how far you just did a whole length. You couldn't even put your head down a few sessions ago.
Alright, I know now
For the last bit, really focus on side to side with that breathing. Rock, left, right, left, right. Go on, 3, 2, 1, get it. Last little bit. Side to side, side to side, side to side. Left and right, left and right. Not bad, not bad. To be honest, that's really good progress. The fact that your head's in the right position and you're kicking. You know how I know you're progressing? Because you're now breaking the water with your legs. For the whole 2 hours and every session up till now, you haven't actually splashed with your heels.
Oh.
So your body's been dragging underneath the water. That time we were getting, the water was breaking.
Yeah.
You'll see it in the video. So it means that your core is upright this time.
Yeah.
Which means your head's in the right position. Which means you're stacking the foundations on top of each other, and now you've got a good foundation with which to now look at the next bits, which is just simply going left and right.
Yeah, I can tell now. It's just practice things.
Yeah.
And the reason is because there's about, I don't know, 6 things I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, of course.
Like keep my glutes,
Yeah.
keep my core.
And you're proving that you're doing them consistently now.
Kick my legs, twist when I breathe, keep my chin down, breathe out underwater versus coming up and gasping.
Yeah. You pretty much got it, to be honest. All of those, if those are the 6 things, you're at like 4 right now.
Yeah,
You've already done 4.
I feel like I'm probably.
The side to side bit is the only thing you haven't done yet.
I think if I tried back and forth 30 more times.
Yeah.
I think 30 more times I'd probably.
Do you want to put your money where your mouth is? You sure?
Try 30 more times tonight.
Prove it. We'll save it for next time. Yeah, so you're snaking through the markers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now reverse it again, you're following John. Keep that chin down, John, so you can focus. Now you've got the footwork down, focus on keeping the chin position down.
And straightening up. And you're the exact opposite of that. You're way out here, and so yours could like turn. Your head. Yeah, it's off.
I never really thought. Never really considered that.
It's actually looking sexy. Yeah, get more fluidity through the far hip as the opposite hip to the direction you're going in. Yeah, throw that hip, good, and then stabilize through the core, yeah. Alright, come on. Come on. Yes.
Incongruence is an impossibility unless you're a fraudulent person. Charlie's was, first off, like I texted you, dude, eternal respect from me this point forward for being absolutely just a combative heart, like, it just did not give up. And there were so many times, like, if he would have just kind of turned away, put his hands up, it would have made total sense. Like, he took some absolute blows. And I was like, is this dude gonna stumble and fall? And he would just like kind of like shake it off and come back at it and never stop. And it was impressive. And like I said, I'm gonna have the simplest insights because I'm coming from such a simple place. Charlie would have won against that 20 kilo bigger guy who also, you know, look, you could tell he'd been probably fighting longer and was obviously just bigger. If the things that jumped out at me were, one, he when he was fresh, it's just all the same stuff you tell me. He was like just locked tight, like so stiff. His arms were just like, I could see it. The thing that you point out to me, you're like, oh, just relax, you're too stiff. And I could see that in him, like just like he wanted to hit, and his arms kind of was shaking and just so stiff. And that was when he was fresh, and then that then made him more tired, of course. The other things again were just same things that you say to me, and were so simple yet so easy and obvious to watch. His hands would just go down, and that was it. Like his hands would just get down, and he'd get hard shots that he wouldn't have even had probably to put much effort into blocking if just instead of his hands being here, his hands were in just in a better position to just reduce even 50% of the impact of the blows. It was very clear to me watching it. I thought his fight IQ was substantially better than that guy's, even though that guy seemed better trained. I wouldn't even say better trained, longer trained is what it seemed. I could be wrong about any of that, but to me it seemed like that guy probably just had more time under the hood training. But Charlie clearly beat him on guts. Was much more gutty, and even that being smaller, and just had more fortitude at the end of the day than that guy did, and that guy was just bigger.
What about Jazz?
Jazz, I'm trying to remember. Geez, who did Jazz even fight? Oh, he fought another tall French guy.
He had weight on him as well. Both of them were outside.
Yeah. He was. They have a little bit of insight on these guys. Like, how would they have had any insight on?
Because they'll say one thing but then plan another. So like, they'll say, for example, oh yeah, the guy you're fighting is his first time. Don't worry, like we don't really know who it is, but they know exactly who it is. They know how many fights, but they just say it to us to make us feel better.
Yeah.
That's very, very common. Which is alright, it's fine. When you know the game, it's how it is.
Yeah.
There still is an element of it being a fair fight, but it's often skewed in one favor.
Right. Jazz, just because, like I said, Charlie's was such a good, long fight that was so back and forth, and it just, after once I saw that, like just pretty much everything I can remember about the night is just that fight.
Yeah,
the only thing that really jumps out about the Jazz thing that I recall is I thought he could have been more aggressive.
Yeah.
I thought he was maybe a little too reserved.
Yeah.
And again, the same, but also the same thing. Like I thought he was just at any time just a good strike away.
Oh, he was. Both
winning.
of them wobbled their guys.
Yeah, and then he got tired there at the end and had his hands down and took a fairly decent kick to the head.
Some of what you're talking about is the hands come down not just because you're tired. So there's three reasons generally in Muay Thai. One, you're tired. You literally don't have the energy. Two is the skill development of keeping your hands up. Keeping your hands up is very much a neuromuscular pattern, which means it's a skill. You have to actively practice keeping your hands up. It's impossible to train your whole life with your hands in one position and then for a fight have them a couple of inches higher.
Yeah.
Because your actual brain-muscle connection isn't developed in order to do it. And then when you're tired, you just go back to what you've been training the whole time. So like keeping your hands up genuinely takes a while. It's something you have to actively, consciously lock in. The third thing is when your arms get kicked, You get bruised and they fill up with blood. They become literally heavier. So that's another thing to bear in mind. That when you're up for it, and that's one tactic that you'll have in Thailand is to actively kick the arms to bring the hands down. He also took like 3 really hard body shots before he went down.
He did. That's right. That's right. He did, didn't he?
So when you get hit in the body, it's another good little thing for you to learn is you borrow. It's not even you borrow. You bank damage to the body for later on in the fight. So the more you hit the solar plexus earlier on in the liver and the ribs, the more likely you are to end someone with a shot upstairs, even if it's blocked later on, because you just take their soul. You take their heart, you take their soul, you punch them in the body so much in all the vital organs that they're just like, I literally can't take this anymore. I don't have anything in me.
Oh my gosh. I might die. I literally almost can't breathe. I literally almost... The right side of my lungs not working.
What's that?
The world footage is that.
Cool, be real. Where are we?
Gate?
Nah, for the documentary about our conquest / our.
We're here to improve our Muay Thai skills and we don't got it.
We're here to improve our
Muay Thai skills.
bedroom kondo.
Not me.
Except John, who's vowed celibacy for the rest of his life because he understands the importance of retaining his seat. John's now a devout Taoist. What's the most system thing you can do? Come more or not come?
Authentically and morally, more would be my answer.
John's a staunch anti-semen retention. Anti-semen retainer.
Evil, like,
That's the hill John's gonna die on.
yeah, it was really.
That's his why. That's his life. That's his driving purpose.
Mind control
To not reproduce.
Yeah, just to weaken them further.
It's an interesting food. And we're in the land of what? The most predatory women, you reckon?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is like the human embodiment of Jaws for handsome white men. And there's sharks everywhere. And we're trying to get big. We're looking forward to losing limbs.
Well, we either pay 30 baht for this bus, or we're gonna figure out a taxi.
I don't mind walking across the bridge, listening to the theme tune of like, We Were Soldiers or something. Red light, green light, red light, green light. Go on, go. Remind yourself of the front crawl. You've already got it. You downloaded it the other week. Come on, there we go. Like a motherfucking shark. John Jaws fight. Come on, John Jaws. Yes. New relationship to water unlocked. Keep that hair straight, cuz. Keep the core strong so you're not wobbling side to side. Nice strong spine, strong structure, shoulders only just penetrating through like a shank. Head up, come on, keep focusing, you've got 15 seconds. Beautiful. Keep that rate up. See if you can get 60 in a minute. It's about 1 a second right now, that's good.
No.
It's present. Oh, what the
I heard once that if a cat kills something and brings it to you, you shouldn't reject it. You should accept it and go, thank you, cat. Cat couldn't cut. You get me? I'm not even, that wasn't supposed to be a joke, like a pun, but you are actually supposed to say thank you because cats are gifting you a present by killing you something. So anyone who's got a problem with that, you're weirdo for having cats, you get me? That's why people think you're weird for liking cats over dogs, because dogs don't do that shit. Oh wait, dogs, yeah they do. Dogs kill bear shit. Pets are for white people, innit? Just don't have pets. Genie, I've come from a small town in England and I've battled across the Holy Lands, defeated hordes of Saracens to access your lamp to ask you one question. And that is, how do you position offers in the way that you do? How are you so efficient at positioning your offer and other people's offers? I've seen you do it with me, with loads of people. How do you do that?
I think this is gonna go this is an answer to like way more than the question that you just asked. I think the biggest thing people struggle with in the most part is not having exact clarity on what they want. So like your clarity on like how do I position a course to sell, your clarity is like well I really want to teach martial arts or something like that, but really if the real clarity is that you want to make an income from this, and so then if you work from like what you really actually are hoping to achieve, and then you work backwards from that, and you think, okay, well I need to have an income, I want to make X number of dollars, how am I going to do that? I need to reach X number of people because I know I'll close X number of people. What does X number of people need to hear versus what is it that I teach, and based on what I teach, how do I frame what I teach into what it is that they need to hear or the problem that they are needing to solve. Like I've told you before, I do not care in the least about my obliques turning on for the hook that I'm trying to throw, so that maybe I score 1 point in a boxing match that may or may never happen. I know you want me to say that I really care a lot about that. I just don't at all. What I do care about is something like being able to beat up a guy. Like if you just present it like that, like, hey, would you like to go into a ring and just like really just hammer some guy? Yeah, that sounds cool. I'm intrigued by the idea of being able to defend myself in a dangerous situation, but mostly what I'm intrigued by is that once I do go into the ring and do something like that, is that then that changes me and how I show up in the world as a person. That changes my confidence levels. That changes. I've now done something that most men have never done. I'm no longer scared. I'm ahead of 99.9% of the population probably at that point, and physically. And now, how am I going to show up in a business meeting? How am I going to show up in a relationship? How am I going to show up in whatever else I'm wanting to accomplish in my life? Now you're selling me something.
Okay.
Now you're preaching to what it is that I want to buy.
All right. More importantly, how does a sexily dressed man just walk into any Starbucks, front kick, Sparta kick the door off, and just go and get any girl's number?
He's got to have an understanding of nerve force and generation of nerve force. Which incidentally, that's the thing that I was telling you about the Tony Robbins stuff. He calls it make your move. So in his events 1,000 times over a weekend it says make your move, and somebody goes, yes, make your move, yes. And the moment you do that, boom, you fire. And like you light up to a different level because you get trained to do that.
Don't give in to your little insecurities. Realize that it really doesn't matter if a girl laughs at you. What's the worst that can happen? She says no, so what? Go do it. Feel great about yourself if you do it. Go and laugh with your friends that you got rejected. Do it enough times. Guess what? You're gonna get a number. Guess what? You're gonna get a girlfriend. Guess what? You got a wife. Like it's done. It's literally as simple as that. Whereas with fighting, it's like, okay,
I actually need to, it's actually, you know what, it is similar in fighting. It's just, I need to chill out. What will happen will happen. I've done my absolute best leading into this. Let me just enjoy it. My answer, my personal way is like, I really want to enjoy the moment. I really want joy in the ring. I want to express myself as an artist. Do you get what I'm saying? That's my whole thing when it comes to fighting.